So, Banner of Command is being loaded into a cannon and fired into space in the next patch on PvE. And yeah, that's a little... okay then. So why exactly is that the case? What has caused Riot Games to drop a nuke on an item that has been in the game for a billion years and has only actually started seeing play as of maybe the last 6 to 12 months? Well, we're gonna get into that today as we press F to pay respects to the Banner of Command. So, this item is a bit of a love-hate item with me. I've used it a lot in a bunch of builds over the years, and it's obviously a go-to item when it comes to split pushing. It has the ability to bring this kind of behavior out of a human being. Are you okay at home? Family good? Timo, did your parents die? But what exactly happened to this item that has left it being totally removed from the game? Well, it kind of comes down to the fact that Banner of Command is apparently the rise of the item world. This is an item that went pretty unedited for a very long period of time in League. Originally, it gave AP and armor, as well as granting the team some extra health regen if you were in the radius of its aura. Eventually though, Riot Games started playing with fire, and they ended up making the item harder to balance than a fat kid on a seesaw. Eventually, they changed things around to not give health regen. The AP was taken off of it until eventually we started to traverse ourselves into Bizarro Town, the area in which Riot are terrified of making the item too overpowered, so they just kind of slap numbers back and forth until maybe things work and the community stop complaining. So what we end up with is just a complete mess of an item over the last course of like 6 months. So here's the timeline. The item gets worked into an eventual tank item that gives minions magic immunity. It doesn't give any AP anymore, which is decently strong in all honesty. It's probably the best way it was compared to how it is now, right? Certainly difficult for AP heavy comps to deal with, but that's kind of the point. It's not very common at this point because AP tops and AP jungles got kind of like wrecked with the jungle changes and stuff like that. So anyway, yeah, suddenly they changed the way Baron buff works, right? Which as a result sends the entire game into meltdown, because I don't know if you've seen what Baron buff bannered minions could do, but when you slap this item on a siege minion, it essentially turns it into a weapon of mass destruction. Now, I'm not really joking here. The siege minion with the Banner of Command and the Baron buff on him was like genuinely so strong. Like, he's stronger than most other champions. Like, you could not 1v1 him. Like, I genuinely would not be opposed to having Siege Chan become a champion at some point. Like, I want to be living in the timeline where there is a champion that is basically just a genetically modified minion who is out to take revenge on the death of billions of other minions. And instead of, like, last hitting them, he just, like, frees them from their eternal slavery. I seriously hope someone's taking notes here, by the way. So we have this catastrophic patch happen where a siege minion can 3-shot an inhibitor tower from halfway across the map. Baron buff is made unstackable with it eventually after everybody realizes this is a terrible idea. And then suddenly the magic immunity is taken off of it and it's replaced with a 70% damage reduction. 70% damage reduction. Like, I'm not a balance designer here, I'm not a game balancer. But based on the fact that this change to the Banner of Command lasted a whole 15 minutes before they all hotfixed it, I can only assume that I am correct in thinking that this is a totally batshit bonkers thing to add. Because, you know, at least when magic immunity was like on the item, the AD carries had a small chance of clapping it to death before it pillages the entire base. But like, not anymore, not anymore. No, so it gets hotfixed to 40% damage. And this was all on the 1st of June. So now, of course, on the PvE, the item has just been removed. The item apparently is just too difficult to balance. Either it's not worth getting, or it's literally everybody in the game is getting it. You know, even if it makes no sense for them to actually buy it, like AD carries buying Banners of Command. But yeah, that's kind of the end of the story. This item really went from 0 to 100 in a massively short space of time, from basically being forgotten about to being removed for being impossible to balance in the space of a year. Now that's impressive. I mean, if the Banner of Command was a champion, it would probably be rivaling Rise in terms of reworks right now, but we all know that Riot won't be removing Rise anytime soon. Still though, press F to pay respects, boys, in the comments section, because Banner of Command is going away, and it might come back, but I'm pretty sure that Riot are just going to try and sweep it under the rug and make sure that we forget that it even existed to begin with, because it's pretty much been a scourge on the Rift since its conception. Anyway guys, thank you very much for watching this video. This was a shorter one today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was nice and entertaining for you. If you didn't enjoy it, feel free to drop a like on it, and if you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe, join the sock drawer, all that jazz. I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.